Hey guys, Nicole Cooper here, and today's vlog I'm actually getting it posted, trying to get more consistent, but as you can see there are boxes all around me, empty spaces as we are here packing. I'm about to put another box together, and I wanted to shoot a quick video just to share the power of setting your intentions. As my husband and I were here, today is actually my birthday. I had so many of you create beautiful graphics and go way out of your way. I've gotten tons of text messages, phone calls, beautiful pictures posted, videos sent for my birthday. Just got a beautiful gift from my IBFF Tracy of Jimmy Choo. And boy, do I smell good. But anyway, today has been a pretty active day. I mean, it has been all week. We've been packing, and pretty much our house is nearly empty. There's just a lot of little trinkets and knickknack things that we're doing to wrap this season of our life up. And while I was packing these boxes and I was listening to my husband talk to his mom about our move. You know, there's so much excitement in our family about this move to Austin. And you know, a lot of people are hearing great things about Austin. So, of course, that goes along with the territory of like, wow, I keep hearing nothing but great things about it. But I think what's also good or why so many of our family members are excited is because they know and they sense that finally we've made a decision to call a place home. Because we've lived all over. We've lived everywhere and we've tried tons of things trying to find our way. And it's taken 10 years of marriage, 6 states, 2 babies, 1,000,001 different professions. And finally, we're getting to a place where we're creating stability in our life. You know, here it is today. I'm 36 years old, and I'm just getting to that place where I am building confidence in where we're going. I don't want to say where we're going, but I knew where I wanted to be. I just didn't know where it would be. And things are finally coming to fruition in this process that we're getting to where we want it to be. Finding a place to call home and pretty much getting our career where we want to be. My husband, he's in the kitchen cooking. He can hook it up, and that's what he's doing right now for the kids. But he's finally at a place where he's home now, being able to pursue his own endeavors and not necessarily work for someone, but he works for himself. And so there's a lot of things that are happening that are kind of coming into play with what we desire to accomplish. And so while I was listening to him talk to his mom, I just started thinking about the power of setting your intentions. Because about back in November, I think it was, we had a conversation about where we wanted to live. And because his family is in Orlando, he was just like, well, why don't we just move back there? And to me, that was a step backwards because we've lived there before. We've been there, done that. And knew that we did not want that to be home, but we were kind of settling because we weren't content with where we are. But I told him, I said, I'm not feeling that. I feel like we need to go somewhere else. I just don't know where. So I started researching, and I came across the top 10 cities to live. And so I went through them, and I think it was like South Dakota was on there, Connecticut was on there, you know, Midwest places, East Coast places. And I know I don't want to do neither. I don't want to do Midwest, don't want to do East Coast. I pretty much wanted to stay in the South. Well, the only place for the South was Austin, and it kept placing year after year after year. So I said, well, let me research this because I'd never really been there. And so I researched it, and I actually found tons of blogs where people were just like me, and they would say things in their blogs like, I've lived a lot of places, and the minute that I would move to a place, I would find myself already creating my exit strategy to the next city that I was going to move in. And I was like, wow, that sounds like us. But redundantly, over and over again, almost every person that was talking about their move to Austin, they all would say the same thing. Finally, I found a place to call home. So I told my husband, I said, well, I think we should try Austin. He was like, okay, well, you know, he was just asking me questions. And I was like, well, we're going to our event, our empowering event was in Austin in January. I was like, so why don't the whole family go and we can check it out and see if that's somewhere where we wanted to live. Well, I went ahead of them and got there early. And just before we even landed and I saw nothing but grass and fields, I just saw it and I was like, this is it. And not too long after that, you know, a few days later when my husband got there in the family, he told me the same thing. He said, Nick, I like this place. I think this is where we should come. And so we didn't even really get a chance to see the city. We just made it a decision that month, that was in January of 2013, that we're going to move to Austin. And we made a commitment to go to the city and kind of check it out again and see if we like it. Little did we know that trip would be the trip that we would take to find our house. So many of you guys saw the blog post of us when we were in Austin and we were looking for a place to live, but that's really the only first time we actually experienced being in the city and seeing kind of what the culture was like there and kind of hanging out as a family to see what we were even buying into. But the funny thing is we had already made a decision. We were going to do it in spite of. We knew we wanted to do it, so it was just a matter of putting it into play. And here it is 2 weeks later after we found our place, we're packing. We're moving. That, all of this pretty much manifested in a period of 7 months where we thought about it in November. We decided on it in January. We found the place in April, late April, early May, and we're here. No, my husband, he quit his job in April. And we made a decision to go in May to make the final transition and move. And here it is, an empty house. And, I'm sitting here vacuuming and trying to clean stuff up, but there's boxes and things like that. And people have come to me and they said, Nicole, I just admire the fact that you're so willing to just up and move. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if you don't like something, fix it, right? Like, there's nothing to think about. I'm not happy here. This is not a place where I knew was going to be home. Why settle? And I began to realize that so many of us, we accept that, right? We get ourselves in a position where we want more. We want to do more, but we accept where we are. So when it comes down to being an entrepreneur and being a business owner, it's very clear as you see in people like Donald Trump and Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey and Robert Kiyosaki, when you read a lot of these books, the secret to success is making a decision and going after it. And I've learned that early on is that the secret to success is being decisive. Pretty much making a decision and going after it. And that has been the story of my life. I mean, I've never kind of hesitated to make a move because my thing is, if it doesn't work out, you can always move back. Like, it's not a big deal. I left home when I was 17 years old and went to college to a totally different, a new city, state I've never been to in my life, never even knew what the school was that I was going to. And here I am today. That path has opened up so many doors. So I wanted to share with a lot of you business owners out there, it gets to a point where you're not really happy with what you're doing. You're not happy with the amount of time that you're spending to make the money or to create the lifestyle that you want, and you don't quite know what to do about it. Well, hey, you're an entrepreneur. You have a vision. You have drive. Make a decision. Make a decision, act on it, and keep it moving. I'll never forget, I saw Joyce Meyer say, if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to what you were doing. You will know if something is right or not right, but just act on it if you feel it. So that's my tip for today is be decisive. Be decisive as a business owner. Be decisive over your life. Be decisive over your business. Be decisive over your choices. Once you make that decision, just act on it. Do it, make it happen, and it will make all the difference. Isn't that right, babe?
That's right. That's right.
You inhaled very deeply. It sounds like you have some additional notes to share.
No, you said a mouthful. You're fine.
All right.
You're preparing meals.
He's preparing meals, and we got kids to pick up. So yeah, guys, that is today's vlog. Is as a business owner, the secret to success is making decisions and acting on it. And next thing you know, you'll see your life moving forward so fast, making progress. And people will say, well, how did that happen? It's because you decided and you did it. You acted on it. So that's it for today, guys. If you want to partner up with me as a business owner and get to a point where you can make decisions and you can make moves and you can afford to make the moves that you want to make, go on over to my website, makemoneywithnicole.com. That's makemoneywithnicole.com. And you'll get a chance to experience just a whole new way of living and doing things. That's just how we roll here. So take action now, makemoneywithnicole.com, and I'll see you on the inside. Bye-bye.